How's it going, everybody? Moose here. I am out in the garage today with the Goldwing. It is January 15th, 2020, a Wednesday. And I've been trying to learn a few new things about the bike. Can't really ride it too much. Got salt in the road, so I really don't want to take the chance. And I got accessories coming I got to put on it. But learned a few things because I had some questions about some of the stuff that came with the bike. And of course, the people at the dealership don't know jack shit about what they're selling, so they couldn't tell me nothing about what came with the bike. The only thing I learned about was the key, which I told my KeyCode about, and he's looking into that. But by going through the owner's manual and then looking online, of course, there's a few things I learned. The bike will come with two keys. One's a regular one, and one is actually stored in your key fob. Hold on, I'll get a close-up of that. Here's what we got. We got a key fob with a key in the end, and we got a key that came with the bike that's just a regular shape. Now the one in the key fob is kind of cool because if you look at the end and see how that's silver right there, there's a key in there. Alright? And if you press that little opening, little key pops out, and it's cut to fit the key fob. And I'm probably going to get me another one of these so I have one in each key fob because I think that's a good idea. I think both of them should have been made that way, but they weren't. This is also used, according to the owner's manual, a way to get into the battery, to change your 2032 battery in here. But for right now, what we're going to talk about is what you can do with these keys if you lose your key fob or if your battery goes dead. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back. As we all know from my KeyCode's video the other day, you can push the center button on this key fob. That's the center button right there, and you can shut this key fob off. You can shut both key fobs off. So the key fob's on right now. Key fob's off. And this key fob should be off, so the bike should not turn on. Bike does not turn on. No power on the bike. See that? No power. Bike's off. Now this is where this comes in handy. This little key, this is like demonstrating your battery's dead. This little key can get you inside these saddlebags. It involves removing this little cover from the back of the motorcycle, and I'll show you where that came from here in a second. So the important part about this is the fact that, let's say both key fobs are shut off or they're not working, battery's dead, something, you don't have your key fob with you. So if you turn your bike on, press the power, nothing happens, no power on the bike, bike is powerless, the battery's dead. You need to get the battery out so you can charge it, and the battery's underneath this cover right here, which means you gotta get your saddlebag open, because without the saddlebag open you can't access the cover on the bike. So this is where this key comes in handy. I'll show you what you gotta do. This little plastic cover right here is found on the back of the bike underneath the tour pack. And you got to pop this off, and let me tell you, this thing comes off hard. I had to use a screwdriver wrapped in paper towel to get it off, so I think what I'll probably do is maybe get like one of those bicycle tools you use to change tires with. They're usually plastic, I believe, and I think carry that in the bike, or carry that somewhere you can get it off. But either way, in an emergency, I'm sure you can figure out some way to get it off, a pocket knife or something. And I'll show you where this came from and where this key goes. So if you look right here, that little cover fit on here. I popped it off already for sakes of the video. See that? Key cylinder. I'm sure a lot of you know this already, but for those of you who don't, who have a Goldwing, who probably just threw the owner's manual in a box and never read anything, key goes in, and when you turn it, the left saddlebag's going to open. And you're turning it clockwise, left saddlebag opens. So if you look up inside the saddlebag, you'll see a little arm right here that's on a pin. You pull that arm off, you pull this, and by pulling that, you just released your right side saddlebag. And by the way, if you got this lever right here, that's for the helmet hanger that looks to be about useless. But that's how you open that. So if I come over here, now the right hand saddlebag's open, no power to the bike. And you got another lever right here. Pull that one off, pull it, trunk opens up. So now you can access all points of the bike without having any kind of power. And by the way, this is the little thing that goes in for the helmet to hold the helmet. Clamps into that little thing I popped right here. And you undo this. This pops up. Put that in. Close it. Now you got a place to put your helmet. I bet people are using it wrong. I bet it's not meant to slide through. I bet the helmet's meant to lock to something on that. But anyways, so we'll just pull that off. Found that in my saddlebag this morning. Alright, so now we see how the bags open up without power. If you don't have the key fobs are not with you, the battery's dead, whatever. You can open all three saddlebags, both saddlebags and the trunk, right? You can open those up. Now let's say you just lost your key fob and you need to start the bike, but you don't have the key fob to initialize the ignition, this thing, to turn on the electronics, because right now it won't turn on. Now, the one step we just did, you have to go through. You have to open the left-hand saddlebag, and you have to open the right-hand saddlebag. You do not have to open the trunk. I just did that to show you how the little lever worked. Coffee break. So, this is where, when you got your key fobs, you should have also got these little tags with them that were on the key fob. Little tag right here. Had a QR code on it. It's also used to help with the keychain on, I guess, according to another video I saw. But it has a little QR code and a little digit number on top. I'm not going to show you mine because I don't want to make it so people can steal my bike. That would suck. But it came on your key fob or with your keys, one of the two. I think mine were connected to my keys, but they had tags on one of the key fobs and the keys. So either way, the tags were with the key fobs. I kept these when I saw them because I wasn't sure what they were for. I'm glad I did, because now I know what they're for. That little code will start your bike if you don't have your key fob. Now, there's two of these, right? Like I said, one on each key fob. They both have two separate codes on, so either code will work to start the bike. However, to start the bike, you gotta have it, and you gotta go through the proper steps to do so. I don't know why they made it so you had to remove this cover and open the saddlebag to do so. I'm guessing so if anybody got your code, they couldn't open it without having your key. It's probably a good safety thing. So you gotta have your key. You gotta open the left-hand saddlebag. You gotta open the right-hand saddlebag with the lever from the left-hand saddlebag. You don't have to open the trunk. That's not part of this. I just did that to show you how to open it through the right-hand saddlebag with the cable release. So now, what you're going to do is, you're going to use this switch and the button on the fuel access panel door over here on the right-hand side of the bike that opens this door for the fuel. You are going to use that button on that and this button to start this bike without the key. How do you do that? First things first. So to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to hold down this red button. Now the key fobs are not on, so the bike won't start without them. I had to enter this key code. Left hand saddlebag was open with the key. Right hand saddlebag was open from that bag. I got to try it and see if it'll do it if I just had the key fob to open the bags and then shut them off. But if you're going to do that, what would be the point? So hold this button down for about 4 seconds. Hear a beep. You're done. Let go of that. Now enter your code. Now if it's a 0, just hit this. If it's a number, hit it a number of times. So I'm going to do my first couple. 1, beep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the last digit. Power comes on the bike. We have ignition. And we can fire it up. Boom. That tag is very important and your key is very important. So don't lose it. It also will unlock your handlebars if your handlebars are locked in that position. So that's what that little tag is for and that little button. It's a 9-digit code. Like I said, there's 2 of these in there, so each one of these tags has a different code on it. And that's how you use this. It's very interesting. So basically what it comes down to, if you go on a trip or going anywhere, take that key with you, because that key can get you inside your bike and make it so you can get the battery jumped if you have to jump it. Secondly, if your key fob goes dead, you'll know how to start the bike. I'm sure there's other YouTube videos out there that show it better than my video. I'm sorry for the lack of light. I'm still trying to get this better. I'm using my Olympus camera right now for a better video on the tripod. I think these little videos might be helpful. I do have a lot of accessories coming for this thing that I've ordered, and I'll be doing some videos on some of the installs on those as I learn them, so bear with me, because this is a lot of bike to take apart. But I'm up to the challenge. I like installing things, so we'll see how that goes. So one thing I was thinking of is the number on these tags. Both of them have their own number, and you have to remember that to get into the ignition that I just showed you. Would be the one thing that everybody carries anymore is a cell phone, just about, right? Just about everybody has a cell phone. Take those numbers, enter them into your contacts, and save them under some name, whatever you want to use, and then you'll always have the number with you on your phone as long as you don't lose your phone and your key fob. If you do that, bad day. So until next time, this is Moose saying keep it safe out there. I'll be talking at you. See ya.